Hallo meine Freunde, was geht ab? Mein Name ist Dan, yo, und wir zocken eine Runde LA Noire. Vielen Dank, dass ihr wieder einschaltet, meine Freunde. Jeden Tag um 18 Uhr ein neues Video auf diesem Kanal. Es würde mich sehr, sehr freuen, wenn ihr abonnieren würdet, ein Like da lassen würdet und einen Kommentar. Das wäre sehr, sehr schön, sehr schön, sehr, sehr schön. Weiter geht's mit der Story, meine Freunde. Wir fahren jetzt
Wow, that looks like... You can drive. Fine, where are we headed?
zu Dr. Stonemans Praxis. Let's go. Und irgendwie buggt der Scheiß mal wieder.
You know the way. You can drive.
Bukowski, Galloway, quite the little reunion in there. Almost brought a tear to my eye.
They're good police.
How would you know? You got promoted so fast you barely had time to learn their names. Let me fill you in. Bukowski's a pushover. Galloway's a drunk.
You could learn a thing or two from both of them.
Please. They couldn't work a vice case if their life depended on it.
I don't see why they'd be any better or worse at it than me.
I noticed you said better. Hubris disguised as humility. Kind of your trademark, don't you think?
Why do you always twist everything? Galloway's got nothing to prove. He's been on homicide for years.
And he's welcome to it. You're a terrier, Phelps, and that's what I need. Not some old bulldog who can't get up a flight of stairs without coughing up his lunch.
Straight in the face, boy. Straight in the face. That's it. Aber wie gesagt, ich mag Polizisten immer noch nicht. Und Phelps mag ich auch nicht. Ich mag die alle nicht. Und das Spiel mag ich nicht. Ja. Aber wir spielen es zu Ende, meine Freunde. Und dann geht es wieder zu kriminellen Machenschaften, weil das macht viel, viel mehr Spaß.
Here,
Dr.
Stoneman, Office
Stoneman.
505.
Ja. Können wir Aufzug fahren? Ich bitte drum.
I swear, if we locked up every doctor in this town, Vice would be able to work half days.
Oh, Halbtagsarbeiten ist bestimmt richtig geil, Freunde. Aber gar nicht arbeiten ist noch besser.
Yes, sir. Your name?
LAPD. We'd like to see Dr. Stoneman.
Dr. Stoneman is with a patient. Would you like to wait?
No, we wouldn't. Tell him we want to see him now.
There's no need to be rude.
Save it, sister.
Dr. Stoneman, I have some gentlemen from the LAPD here to see you.
Send them in, please. I'll see this patient again after they've left.
Your investigation is much more important than my sciatica. I'm just in pain here. Leave me alone.
Ach so, das ist nicht der Doktor. Okay.
Dr. Stoneman, we are investigating the death of one of your patients, Julia Randall.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Do you mind if we ask you some questions about Ms. Randall?
Not if it doesn't compromise doctor-patient privilege, Detective.
How well did you know Ms. Randall?
Barely at all. She'd only been a patient 6 months or so.
Julia Randall has been your patient for nearly a year. I'm sure you know that.
Do you doubt my veracity, Detective? Do you have access to my patient records?
Leider nicht, aber ich wollte das mit der...
I would hardly expect you to be so presumptuous in a case such as this. Very improper.
Okay.
You wrote Julia Randall a prescription for Benzedrine. How can you account for that?
Miss Randall was in the fashion business. She wanted to control her weight.
Ich weiß es nicht. Wollen wir Intuition probieren?
Benzedrine is addictive, as I'm sure you know, Doctor.
As I warned her, but she was determined. She said she needed it to control her appetite.
Sounds like you knew her pretty well.
I knew the line of work she was involved in.
Do you know where Miss Randall worked?
I have my patient's home address and next to kin. That's as far as it goes.
We are investigating a murder, Doctor. You can either read whatever else is on that card, or I can reach over and take it from you.
There is such a thing as confidentiality, officer.
Not for a dead woman lying on her bathroom floor, there isn't. You want to obstruct me? I'll subpoena your patient records.
Clothing store. 6582 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood.
That'll be all for now, Dr. Stoneman. We'll be in touch.
Sieht richtig cool aus hier oben. Ja, dann gehen wir mal zum Modegeschäft.
The old boy's lying.
About what?
I don't know. He looked relieved when you said she was dead. That's a strange reaction to have to the death of a young patient.
Er hat mit ihr geschlafen. Sie hat sich in ihn verliebt. Er hat eine Frau.
Have you noticed how Croakers only pull out the physician-patient privilege card when they got something to hide?
There are certain things people have a right to keep private.
Until it gets in the way of police work. And it's only private when it suits them. A couple of drinks and every doctor I've met will spill your darkest secrets in a heartbeat.
Auf jeden Fall wollte ich dazu sagen, er wollte nicht, dass seine Frau das erfährt. Er hat sie umbringen lassen oder hat sie sogar selber umgebracht. That's it, my boy.
Well, hello. What can I help you with today?
I recognize that guy from the paper.
LAPD, ma'am.
He's a cop.
I hope I haven't done anything wrong.
No, ma'am. We're making some inquiries about Julia Randall. Does she work here?
No, I had to let her go. Is she in some sort of trouble?
She was found dead this morning. How long had Julia worked as a model?
Well, she worked in New York before coming here. She was a very beautiful girl.
Could you tell us why you let Miss Randall go?
Husbands sometimes come in here with their wives. When Julia Randall modeled, the husbands were often more interested in her than they were their wives' dresses. The wives weren't happy, and neither was I.
Did she have any close friends here?
Actually, yes. Heather Swanson. Would you like to speak with her?
I'd like that very much. Please don't inform her about Miss Randall's death.
Very well, officer. Heather, these gentlemen are from the LAPD.
I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. I understand that you worked with Julia Randall, Miss Swanson?
Yes. Julia helped me get my job here. She's not in any kind of trouble, is she?
She's a hellraiser, isn't she? Lives a fast life.
Oh, no. Maybe Mrs. Stanley would call her that, but I wouldn't. She's full of life, a wonderful company.
That's a lovely engagement ring.
Do you like it? Henry gave it to
I'm
me.
very interested in engagement rings. Do you mind if I take a closer look? That's some pearl, Miss Swanson. Would have cost Henry a fortune. He must really love you. How How did you meet Julia?
I was introduced through my fiancé, Henry Arnett.
Henry is your beau. Tell us about it.
Yes, he is. Henry has a fashion business. He and Julia have been friends for years.
Are Miss Randall and Mr. Henderson engaged?
Who's he?
She was wearing a sapphire engagement ring. Someone must have given it to her.
She never mentioned a man named Henderson to me.
That's all for now, Miss Swanson. Could you ask your fiancé to visit Hollywood Police Station? It would be very helpful to our inquiry.
Now, wait a moment. I don't think I'll pass on that message until you tell me why you're asking all these questions.
Julia Randall was found dead this morning.
What? Oh, no. Oh, I can't believe it. She was so full of life.
Ihr glaube ich.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Messages for me, please.
Yes, Detective. The coroner's been asking to speak to you. I can connect the call if you like.
Please, thank you. Al?
Cole, can you get over here? I just finished the autopsy.
Sure thing, Mal. We'll be right over.
Hollywood Zentralklinik. Bro, geh zur
You
Seite,
drive.
du fährst.
I need to go over the case notes.
All right, where to?
Nice move not telling old Sweet Lips in there about her friend taking the big jump till we were half out the door. Very slick.
I figured we'd get more out of her that way.
You're learning, Phelps. We'll make a vice cop out of you yet.
Wir sind ja jetzt in Hollywood. Wir sind jetzt da oben. Wir brauchen nicht mehr so weit fahren. Für die Autopsie. Die werden jetzt hier in den Krankenhäusern durchgeführt. Oder was ist hier los? Sind wir falsch? Ah, Morky.
One was assaulted.
Cole, Roy, I have some information for you.
You're the only person enjoying this, Mal. Get on with it.
The bruising confirms 2 sets of hands, so we have 2 killers. Death was caused by heart failure due to an overdose of morphine.
Have you dragged us down here to gloat? We already heard your theory.
We agree that she was murdered.
Yes, of course.
I have something else to show you.
All right, Mal, what gives?
The dead guy's name is Jimmy LeBlanc, career burglar. He came in this morning. Someone stove his head in with a lump of 2x4.
So what? Good riddance.
I found 2 syrettes in his jacket pocket.
Wow.
Hang on a minute, Roy. We're listening, Mal.
No sign of morphine use and no metabolized morphine in his blood. Scratch marks on his face.
Which could be from getting his head remodeled.
Time of death, Mal.
Maybe an hour or 2 after the Randall girl.
So you're saying Laughing Boy here could be one of our killers? That's a hell of a long shot.
Thanks, Mal. We'll check it out.
I found something else.
Crazy.
Sorry, I don't play.
I don't know if it's significant. His wallet was empty. The only other things he was carrying were the harmonica and the morphine. Carruthers? Yeah, he's here. I'll send him over. They have a guy called Henry Arnett in interview 2 for you next door. Let me know how you get on.
Sure, Mal. And thanks for the lead.
Sure, Mel. Thanks for the lead.
Wir sind also direkt gegenüber.
I'm going to memorize your name and throw my head away.
Wo müssen wir denn hin, ey? Room 2, ja?
Mr. Arnett, I'm Detective Phelps. This is Detective Earl. Thanks for coming in.
Call me Henry. It's the least I could do. Terrible news about Julia.
How well did you know Julia Randall?
Vaguely. I'm in the clothing business, and Julia occasionally modeled for me.
And you were close?
We were friends.
Miss Randall's landlady said she was seeing an older man.
Could have been. I wasn't privy to all the details of Julia's private life.
Ihr wart doch Freunde, Bro.
Spill it, Henry. You know nothing about a man named Henderson?
Yes, you're right. Henderson, yeah. Very distinguished.
How about a first name, wise guy? An address, maybe?
I'm sorry, I don't. I think he lives somewhere out of town. Somewhere back east.
Ever heard of a Jimmy LeBlanc?
No. Should I have? Is he an entertainer or something?
So you wouldn't have any reason to believe that LeBlanc would be involved in Julia Randall's murder?
If this guy is a criminal, he might have been involved. But like I said, I've never heard of this LeBlanc character.
Heather told us that you were in fashion.
That's right.
He ran the light on Olympic, and we finally collared him on Temple.
Sorry,
Some kind of traveling salesman?
Once I got out of the Corps, I used my...
You were in the Marines?
Sure. I'm proud of it. Fighting 6th.
You were in the 6th Marines?
Yes. I was a captain.
Which company?
Various companies. We had a lot of casualties.
Which engagements?
Okinawa. A couple of other places.
Okay.
That would be all for now, Henry. You've been very helpful.
Der ist nicht bei den Marines gewesen.
That son of a bitch was never in the Marines. Why'd you let him off the hook?
Because we're giving him a couple of minutes before we start tailing him. Arnett is an amateur. We need to find out who killed the girl. Can you pass this on to Bukowski? Have him check the place out and go through his records.
Sure, I'll pass it on.
Thanks. Can you also have R&I run the records on a Jimmy LeBlanc and find out who was his last arresting officer? Have them get in touch via KGPL when they have some information.
He's in that car at the lights.
He was squirming like a worm in there. Don't you love it when they pull the war hero excuse? Actually, maybe you don't.
You got a pretty funny idea of what keeping a low profile means, Phelps.
Sorry.
I'd have expected a cad like Arnett to be a better liar.
Not the siren, you idiot!
Sorry, ich habe einfach gedrückt.
Where are you taking us, Henry?
Ist das schwierig. Aber immer wenn ich zur Ampel komme, ist rot, ja. Seht ihr, was ich meine? Immer dasselbe.
Can you quit driving like a jackass already?
That idiot never stepped foot in Okinawa.
Ja, das wissen wir doch schon. Wie gesagt, Freunde, ich wäre sehr glücklich, wenn ich das Spiel nie angefangen hätte. Aber wir spielen es zu Ende. Denn was man angefangen hat, muss man zu Ende bringen.
He needs money and fast. Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Leute. Sorry, ich musste jetzt gerade selber übelst lachen.
He needs money and fast.
Ich habe gedacht, der will da links rein.
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Move in. Can't risk losing the trail.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Why, I...
Oh fuck, der kommt hier hin.
What are you doing?
Hab nicht bemerkt, als ich über die Straße gegangen bin. Das fängt wieder von vorne an, wird ja. Wie kann ich denn inkognito werden?
Get in there and find out what he pawned. I'll stick with him, see how he intends to spend the money. Too much slack. Gotta get closer.
Hoof it, Phelps. I'll bring the car around when I'm done here.
Hier kann er mich nicht mehr sehen. Fuck.
That's right, Mexico City. One-way ticket, please. Next available seat.
That would be 1 day from now. Is that okay?
It's going to have to be.
LAPD, the man who just came in here, he bought a ticket?
Yes, sir. To Mexico City, tomorrow night.
If you hear from him again, don't mention this conversation.
Okay, das heißt, wir treffen ihn da.
He bought a ticket from Mexico City. Tomorrow night.
That's good. But this is better.
Oh my God. It's Fabergé.
Should have seen the look on the pawnbroker's face when I told him to hand it over. The guy who owned the joint thought it was worth at least 10 large for a cigarette case. Arnett only got 600 clams.
Wer ist denn Beverly? Wo ist denn das Telefon? Hier ist es, okay.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Any messages?
Yes, Detective. Detectives Bukowski and Galloway request you return to Hollywood Station. They have information in the Julia Randall case.
Any luck with the arrest record check on Jimmy LeBlanc?
Yes, Detective. Jimmy LeBlanc's last arresting officer was Patrolman Fred Wallace. He's posted to Hollywood 9th Beat, Sunset Boulevard between Gordon and Wilcox.
Thanks for your help. Can you drive to this one?
Do we know where we're going?
Müssen wir nochmal zum Apartment von Julia? Ich glaube nicht,
A
oder?
one-way ticket to Mexico. Old Henry's looking as guilty as a dog next to a pile of dog shit.
What's his motive?
I can think of a few, but I'd put my money south of the belt. One guy plus two dames always equals problems.
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
Silver chain, diamond rouge, medal with gold, cigarette case.
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a
Fabergé
murder
gold.
cloud.
Beverly, da ist sie. Wir sollten hier hinkommen. Wo sind die denn? Detectives.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Briefing room.
Oh, just you wait.
Geh zur Seite, Bro.
Grown men playing at being boys.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo wir uns mit denen treffen sollen.
Get to it, Phelps. Run your own errands. I'm busy.
Scheint keiner hier zu sein. Können wir uns auch mit niemandem hier treffen, ja? Da stehen die draußen. Psch, keine Ahnung.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Where are we going?
Oh, dieser Fall geht immer tiefer, immer tiefer, immer tiefer. Wir müssen gleich mal gucken, wie wir uns mit den beiden anderen Detectives treffen. Oder wo wir uns treffen. Ich weiß es nämlich nicht.
Come on, let's give him a hand. Right behind you, Wallace. Detective Phelps.
Wallace, go left. I'm going right after this little prick in the alley.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist.
Your move, mister.
Alter, ich sterbe doch hier.
Pretty brave for a dead man. As soon as he pokes his head,
Stay down.
I got you now, motherfucker.
Just the next one.
Let's move.
Pile in, goddammit! You can't get us all.
throw out the guns.
Wide open here.
You're pretty brave for a dead man.
Goodie, wir haben sie.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information.
Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. They nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
So, meine Freunde, das war's von der Folge. Ich bedanke mich herzlich fürs Zuschauen. Liken, teilen, abonnieren, kommentieren nicht vergessen. Und in der nächsten Folge finden wir heraus, wer Willy ist. Bis dann, macht's gut und ciao.